SilverFest II. Welcome on in, everyone. And Yara, perhaps you can let Rob and everybody in the BlackRock booth know that they are welcome to stay in there and make some silver friends, finish their coffees, although they would like to come to the main stage and find out a little bit more about what this glorious weekend entails. Now, I know I said weekend, and today is Thursday. But let's imagine either we're sneaking away from corporate America or any jobs or anything like that, or just starting the weekend early. Why not take a couple days off? I would say especially, now this is not legal career advice, but if you're working for a corporation that is giving you a mandate to try and force you to take a vaccine, whether you want to or not, why not just not show up for a day or two and see what happens? That may or may not be responsible advice yet. Reminds me of the kind of thing I've thought about a lot since I walked away from Wall Street in 2012, which was quite a scary journey along the way, especially financially. But that's the kind of thing that we will dig into because I feel quite fortunate now that things are going pretty well, that I can see how I learned from all those things. There were a lot of challenges, yet even when we can't consciously see it, or it seems impossible, oh, I got laid off and these bills are coming due, what am I going to do? And perhaps I'll share a little bit more about that part in particular, because that's something I really struggled with for a long time. And yet there is that human instinct that carries you through. Think about it. We didn't know most of this was complete nonsense or crap years ago. I didn't. I don't know if I should admit this. I actually voted for Obama the first time. That's how confused I was even in 2008. Yet how fortunate I felt in 2009 when I saw my first Peter Schiff video. And it was like the first time all of this made sense. And especially for those of you who've been, I know Cliff High has helped point this out to a lot of people. We've grown up in this era, in the Nixon era. But maybe that's not what life was always supposed to be like. That's one of the things that's been helpful for me here in Mexico. Just seeing different ways that people live, different ways that people think about things. I mean, essentially, you look out there, here's today's backdrop. Aside from the fact that they built a town in it, it's essentially in the middle of the jungle. And given that, I'll go back over here so we have some nice lighting. But given that the reason I came here was because it's the silver capital of the world, it existed before the United States existed. So somehow silver was flowing throughout the world before Jeff Curry, JP Morgan, and the COMEX were around. Which makes me wonder, maybe it is the illusion, this era we've grown up in, where we're indoctrinated at an early age, going to a public school, getting their version of history, of science, of finance, of minerals, of what's valuable or not. But you can opt out of that. That doesn't mean you have to quit your corporate job today. You can if you want to. And if you need a little inspiration or help on how to do that, fortunately at 2 p.m. Central today, Rob Keynes, who was manning the BlackRock Silver booth, coffee booth this morning, he recently quit his Verizon job. He had been doing all the stuff he's doing, researching the markets, doing the show, everything. He's also got a family, and he was working for Verizon. And now he gets to share all of his passion doing something that he loves, or having those extra days or hours in the day for his family. And that will be one of the themes we'll cover. So at 2 p.m. Central, how to get involved in the silver industry, especially if, for whatever reason, you are looking for a career change or whatever you want to call it. Rob, now an expert on the topic, will be filling in there. These are the kind of things that SilverFest II is going to be about. We will also talk about the COMEX and a whole bunch of other finance-related things, yet I would say the underlying theme is to unite the family this year. Yeah, let's unite the Arcadian family. Where I've been at lately is that it's all grown quite quickly in a year. And there's a ton of things that are mapped out and that are ready to get into action, such as legal action against JP Morgan, CFTC. You guys would not believe the evidence file I have alone, let alone that Rob has. That Daniel Vigario, who is an audience member that helped Rob kick the Perthman's ass, send Dick into retirement. He just couldn't take anymore. So Rob and I have both talked about that. How do we, okay, it's like we love studying it and we like doing the show, but at some point, how do you get other people involved? For the other people who want to be involved, we get lots of messages. And especially now, coming a long way and being in the fortunate position where I do have companies that I admire that sponsor me to talk about silver and now allow us to be able to add people on, and then the different ideas we've had and what I've learned through the process. I didn't learn all that much more about silver. I mean, maybe the details fill in. Oh, Daniel Vigario is in the house there today. Thank you, Daniel. I'm looking forward to getting you involved, and maybe you could join us for that panel too and share your experience on that side of it. But that is overall the type of thing that I'm excited to share at SilverFest II. We will get into the geeky nerd, bond yield, and all that. We'll see maybe we'll have an office pool for some silver to see what the bond yield ends up being by the time we're done with this weekend of SilverFest. Yet, what time are the hookers showing up? Thomas asks. I'm not sure if they're here, but it's virtual, so as long as you're kind to all people and animals, do whatever you want. That's nature of this year's SilverFest. I see it almost as a family retreat somewhere, especially as now it's nice when having the ability to choose, not be dependent on one single employer, but just choose partners, friends that there are silver companies that are great, that I like, that I'd be happy to own shares, but I don't have the time to cover every silver company. And it's nice self-selecting companies that I love, people that I love being around. Also, along the lines, getting shadow banned on YouTube. I don't know if you've noticed, we were at 53.2 thousand subscribers for a couple of months. Then we went down to 53.1 after growing quite quickly. And, it's kind of like these metrics that we get caught up in. Yet in the end, all right, so similar, I think Rob has experienced something similar. Well, I don't know. We've got shadow banned. Why would somebody do that? Does that mean that somebody is afraid of speaking the truth? Makes me feel more confident that we're on the right track. And maybe not as many people get notifications. Maybe some people want to go do something else. And who knows yet? I think it's awesome. The people that are here this weekend, we're all here for a reason because we have a shared common interest. And if you are looking to get involved in the silver industry, a lot of obviously there's a lot of companies here. Part of the reason they sponsor it is that they want silver investors to know about what they're doing. The reason I don't have as many mining shares these days because I've been loading up the option book. In fact, I'm in the process of selling a chunk of theta to fire on some more option positions on the silver miners. So I'm grateful, that they go out and get silver so that the world needs for silver are met. And, but B, that all these different parts fit together. I know a lot of people think, well, the banks are always going to manipulate silver. How can we ever end that? But it's not something that one single person has to solve, but banks collude, yet the people feel separate, which is why you saw in one single weekend over Silver Squeeze how quickly that changed. And fortunately, we'll have some members of Wall Street Silver, Jim Lewis, Lee Justo, and I haven't asked him yet, but I think we're going to be able to get the Happy Wine to join us, share their perspective, share their story of this, how in a matter of days, and I told this to some of the guys from First Majestic or other companies, I said, what happened in a matter of days? It was like this perfect storm that put more attention on the silver story than the industry in totality could have accomplished in the last 20 years. You had Bloomberg and CNBC bringing on Michael Whitmire from JM Bullion. Wall Street Journal is writing silver articles. They're pimping Jeff Curry out there. And we find out later from the LBMA of exactly why they were so scared, what Ross Bennett was tamping down. And I think part of the reason you're here is that it's been helpful to have a place where we can go, whether it's my show or Rob's show or the other places you get information that feels right to you. Because now, well, if you know all these little details, whereas a couple of years ago, people would be fine. The price goes down, they're calling, and I'm selling, I can't take it anymore. You've heard Andy Schechtman talk about the differences. Now they know why the price is going down. And if you understand something, especially in a science like trading and investing, can be quite powerful. So anyway, Yara, can you come here for a moment and maybe you can walk through the schedule for people? I'm going to go refill my water jug here, but I will pop up the schedule. And here is Yara Vinay, the other marketing half, and she's becoming a silver guru as well, already has become. As many of the people in the audience, Yara, maybe you can explain your journey, how you ended up here, what you knew about silver before you heard about Arcadia. And then I'll have the schedule up here that perhaps you could just walk people through, give them an idea of what will be happening, the booths that are set up, and the different things that will be going on.
Sure, I'd love to. Are you sharing your screen?
No, they can't see that.
Okay, that's great because
tab if
no,
you
I don't want
see comments, but otherwise you can come back here.
Okay, great. Well, hi everyone. I am excited to get to share the schedule with you because we learned a lot from being so excited to share so much last year that we made the most jam-packed, awesome schedule that we could imagine. And it was amazing. And we learned that doing things in 15-minute chunks with 5 minutes in between really didn't offer us the same amount of time to dig in and also for people to ask questions. And so one of the best things about it was hanging out in the booths and getting to make new friends and have fun, which was awesome. But so we decided to kind of change how we did things this year. And so you'll notice that we have things in hour-long blocks. And that gives us enough time to really dig into whatever it is we're talking about and allow time for question and answers in many of those sessions, even on the main stage. So that was one of the first big changes that we made for this year. But also, Hopin has made a couple of cool updates to things you can do. One is they made an app. So if you guys are logged in on your computer right now, but want to take us with you when you go, they do have an app for both iPhone and Android. And I believe it works on the iPad too. And so you can take us with you. And we have seen a couple of roofs of cars or people hanging out with us as they go about their daily business, because we understand that some people, can't spend all day on Thursday just in front of the computer, and that's probably a good thing. But you can take us with you to go now. There's also a couple of new networking features where you can make private video chat rooms. So say you're talking with somebody in one of the booths and you guys have a great idea you want to talk about privately, you can select people on the people tab. And if you need to search for them by name, you can do that. And then you have the option to either send them a message or open a private video chat, which I think is pretty exciting. And let's pull up the schedule. Oh, wait a minute. So you guys can all see the schedule on your reception page, and it is in your own local time. So when I say something is at a particular time, it might look different on your screen, but that's mainly because you might not be in Sayulita time, which is fine. Sayulita time goes a little slow and it's a little hot, but I highly recommend it. And let's see here. Sorry, you guys, I don't know Chris's computer that well. So there we go. We're back to the schedule. So the first event that we're going to have today is one I've really been waiting for. It's How to Bust the Comex. And I know we've got Dave Kranzler, Rob Keynes, who I know you guys probably just hung out with us in the BlackRock booth, and Rafi Farber, and I believe Andy Scheckman's going to join. But the cool thing is that we can bring all of our friends together to talk about the things that they know about, that you're interested in, that we're interested in. And we'll do a talk, but we'll also have the live chat open at the same time so that towards the end, so be thinking about things you want to ask, because I do believe we're going to be able to take questions at almost all of our sessions. But after each session, almost every time we're going to log into one of the expo booths. So you can see the navigation is on the left-hand side of your screen. And so you can go back and forth between the stage and the expo. And so you can pop around super easily as if you were leaving the conference room and going over there to get coffee. And we will be having lunch today in the Silver Viper booth. And all of the people who are going to be on the panel for How to Bust the Comex are going to move over there. So if you don't get your question answered during the actual session, you'll have the opportunity to do it live over lunch, which is going to be fun. And then back over to the stage again for the physical supply chain breaking with well, you can see on the schedule on your on your landing page which guests are going to be there. But the fun thing is like we can always have special unannounced guests that we hadn't mentioned before. So you'll definitely want to be there for that. And then we have how to get involved in the silver industry or to hire good people. And that is with Chris. And I believe Rob was going to join him for that one. And then we have breaking out of I'm sorry, I was saying breaking out of time. It's a break and hangout time with silver giveaways in the sponsor booths. So that's where you're going to want to go to the expo and pop into each of the booths and see what's going on there. I know we're going to be doing giveaways in Sierra Madre and Arcadia booths. So you're going to want to make sure that you go and check each of those out. And to get into the expo booths, it's super easy. You just click on the booth itself. And then if you want to join in the video chat, you can select share my audio and video. It's a blue button. It'll ask you to double check and make sure that your mic and camera are working. And then one of the moderators will let you into the booth. And after that, we'll be back on the stage for how to barter for silver or anything else you want. And I'm really looking forward to that one because we've been experiencing that a little bit more since we've been here. And I know I told people at the silver pre-party last night, but
I am also particularly excited about the barter post. So especially if you have a silver ounce and you don't want to sell it for a low price, maybe you want a different type of silver coin, or maybe you want to offer a service. So the barter post, where's the barter post held? In which booth, Yara? Where's Prime going to be?
It's in one of the Arcadia booths, and I'm not sure what it will end up being named. I'll put an announcement. That's another cool thing. How do I get back to that if I need to? I don't know how to use it.
Command tab.
Okay, great.
Or you're here on Chrome, you can click on.
I'm learning all kinds of new things today, you guys. And so I have a broadcast feature now, so I can make an announcement that will go out to whatever place you are at in the SilverFest. So when we do go live someplace, or if we're going to a different booth, I'll be able to broadcast that to everybody, and it will pop up no matter where you are. So keep your eyes out for my broadcasts. And then we are going to have networking time tonight, so you can make new silver friends. And that's going to be in the Citizens for Sound Money Expo booth. And Jim Forsyth will be there. Marion Ward will be there. I'll be there. Lots of people will be there, and you can make a lot of new friends. I'm sure you'll see familiar names and faces throughout the day. So that's a great time to hang out. And if you wanted to do those private rooms, you can also, I believe, click on the person that you're talking to and start a private chat as long as they accept. You can't just like throw somebody into a chat room. And then tonight we are going to have dinner in the QU Silver booth. So that's going to be just go get whatever, go get your drinks, go get your food, and then come and hang out with us as we all have tacos in our respective places. And then tonight you can do a live Q&A with Chris and I, and that will be in, I believe, our Arcadia booth as well. So again, watch for the broadcast because all of this is very fluid. Things are getting updated as we speak. So definitely keep checking the schedule, but watch for broadcasts. We are making changes on the fly, so I don't want you to miss anything. Oh, but fun new thing that they added for this year is there are replays available instantly. So last year we had to wait until after the event was over to be able to replay any of the sessions. Now, once the session is done recording and processes, you'll see on the left-hand side as well, you'll have a tab for replays. And so you can go and choose anything that was on the stage. So booths are not recorded and you cannot watch replays of that, but anything that's live on the main stage, you can watch in a real replay in within a short amount of time after the event is actually completed. So that's our first day's schedule at SilverFest. And if you do have any questions on how to do anything, you can always direct message me through that people chat. Or if you find Jennifer Rankin, she's been helping so many tons of help. So she's a great person to ask questions to. And thank you, Jennifer, if you're watching, for all of your support. It's been fantastic having you help me stay organized on the back end of things as I've been trying to keep the show on the road. And other than that, you guys just keep checking in with the schedule, but explore the booths, go hang out with fun people. Everybody who is part of this conference is somebody that I'm grateful to know. And if I don't know them yet, I'm grateful to get the opportunity to meet them. So that is exactly how I feel about SilverFest and why I feel honored to get to be the hostess of it. And thank you all for joining us. And I believe that we will probably start, I might cut this one short a little bit so that we can get everybody loaded up backstage for the how to break the COMEX. And I want to make sure I get Dave and Rob and everybody backstage here well. And so I'm going to end this live stream. Chris, would you like to say anything else before I end the welcome and get everybody ready for the COMEX panel?
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
You'll be back? Okay, well then I'll just stay on. Oh, then Chris will be back in 2 minutes, and then I will get the panel ready to roll for the top of the next hour. And if anybody does have any questions for me while I am on here right now, please feel free to type them in the chat and I'll try to address them. Maybe not specifically like how do I do something, although no, if you do have how to do something, I bet other people have those same how to do the same thing questions. So if anybody's having any issues with navigation or wants to know how to actually get in the video chat booth, please let me know. What'd you say? I can't hear you. Oh, okay. Sorry, you guys. Chris was talking through tacos, and I didn't know if it was something that I needed to relay. But so navigation is on the left. You can talk to anybody you want. I have broadcasts that will tell you where who's in what booth. So if David Morgan is going to be in the Silver Viper booth or Dave Kranzler is popping into BlackRock, I can make announcements about that. So those will pop up as broadcasts on the top of your screen. So be looking for that. And is COMEX in sessions? It is actually on the stage. Good question, Ralph. And Chris who? Haha, that's funny. We got a lot of Chris's. It seems like there's a lot of Chris's and a lot of Jennifer's in our world. So not a lot of Yaras, but Chris is on his way back. And Hayden is here, and he's been an amazing tech support help too. So yeah, if you guys have questions, Hayden's an old pro, and he hung out with us at the SilverFest pre-party last night. So we did do a 4-hour stream to kind of check out our Wi-Fi and also hang out with our friends. So that seemed to work wonderfully. And Hayden, thanks for being a part of it and for volunteering to help. So there's lots of people who can help in lots of ways. There's lots of fun people to make friends with, and there's so many smart, amazing people that are here to share what they know with us, and you all are one of them. So make sure that if there's something that you can add to the party, we would love to know about that. So
come on, enough of this this and that talk. Come on, they want to see some silver.
All right, thank you, Yara Vinay, for the opening intro there. And now, because I can feel you at home, everybody wants to see silver. So let's, and by the way, this is a great place. You can show other people silver pieces you love, especially in the booths where you can be on camera, or you can just watch off camera. I got, actually, oh, this is pretty cool. Marion of Citizens for Sound Money, along with Jim Forsyth, they'll be manning that booth. They brought me a Ron Paul ounce. How cool is that? Look at the way the stripes on the flag reflect differently. Beautiful silver ounce. I might add, we're figuring out how to open Arcadia online stores. So all these great pieces I've found. This one, nice silver ounce. Because before I wrap up here, I'll tell a quick story. You guys have heard me say before how I think on some level it broke February 1st. I think that was the knockout punch. This has been damage control ever since then. I personally believe the reset has begun on a certain sense, in that there's a plan, just similar to how before the Exchange Stabilization Fund at least attempted to confiscate some of the gold in 1934. It took some time to come up with the plan, get the people to roll it out. I think that's happening now. And so I remember several times a week or two into February thinking, geez, what if this blows up? And a lot of these really nice pieces like the 1 ounce silver cube, well, I guess these could always be available. And now that we've started making our own silver pieces, do we have an update on the silver chopper, Ben? Has he flown out of Puerto Vallarta into Sayulita yet? Well, Silver Chopper Ben, he's going through American Customs. You know how that can be. But anyway, that we have silver, and I've been just getting a bunch of different things and really just appreciating silver. You know, when I was on Wall Street, I was thinking, wow, well, when it goes up, I'll have this much money. But there's been something special about these last couple months where really taking a break to touch the pieces, see it in your hand. Look at this 10 ounce double dragon. I mean, this is more than just a Comex bar. We're starting making things like these into necklaces, so you could Mr. T it up with your 10 ounce double dragon. I have a nice silver chain that I got, and my Tree of Life has some silver on it there. So something about that in these past couple months. Whatever led me to say, wait, well, in case these aren't available at some point, let's get them now. I made one video about how we cleaned out AppMax on a bunch of products. And this is the kind of place, especially in the barter post, once we get sorted out which booth that will be in, Jennifer Prime, who is also part of the goldsilverpros.com team, will be manning that booth. And if you just want to show people silver you love, or maybe you see something and you want to make an offer to someone else, I've talked to Reggie Middleton about some sort of electronic order book where things could safely transact. Until we get there, maybe there's someone out there in the Arcadian audience who has an idea of how you can safely trade things, or maybe some source of escrow. But just to bring people together who have different pieces of silver, different ideas, different dreams, different hopes that are looking for a partner. Maybe one person wants to find out which silver stocks might be suited for him. That's what SilverFest II will be about. So with that said, Jenny Alicia does love silver jewelry, and we've got plenty of it here. There's a whole, we'll bring that box of rings that we've been buying on the beach. Just some beautiful things, and just excited to be sharing it with you. Chris Marcus, will Cliff be joining us? I did reach out to him, and I'm hoping that it might be possible. I know he mentioned something about the Evergrande default and October 28th being some sort of event that day. Well, that's today. And that's the kind of thing that we'll be able to discuss in the booths. Or you can do private chats. You can meet new silver friends. As long as you just have fun, enjoying and appreciating all that we have to be grateful for with silver. So, Yara, we're going to wrap this one up for now in the main stage. Go check out one of the booths. Go make some new friends. You don't have to be on camera. You certainly can be, but go check it out. I'm going to sign off the main stage for now, and we'll see you in 13 minutes for our panel on how to bust the COMEX.